and we were talking about gospel and blues and the early influences, but I really want to know, when did you start thinking about forming your own group and building your own identity as a singer?
Well, actually, when I was 17, I had a vision. I started my own band when I was about 17. I was playing with various bands and other beer joints and clubs, as they call them, and I met a friend of mine. He became a friend of mine. He was older than me. He was much older than me. He wanted me to teach him how to play guitar. After about 2 or 3 weeks, after he saw that it was very complicated to actually play as much lead guitar as I was playing, I suggested maybe he'd come out better being a bass player. And after I taught him some bass lines, he got him a bass, and he eventually became my bass player. And at that time, I think I was the youngest guy in my own band. I had a 3-piece band, bass, drums, and guitar, and I would do the singing. And sometimes I would have a friend who was out front doing lead singing. He would do James Brown and a bunch of other things. So it'd be the 4 of us.
You know, you look so happy, and you have nothing but big smiles, warm remembrances from when you were carefree, playing with all of those hometown favorites, names that bring back great memories, I know. But now you're in the big time. Now you're a very successful entertainer. Is there a big difference emotionally now that you've come so close to being at the top?
Well, I'll put it this way. When I was still in Dayton, Ohio, a lot of my friends tried to tell me, well, my father tried to tell me in '68, when I got out of the Army, come to California, go to California, we got cousins and aunts and stuff out there, so you can maybe get on TV or get with a big record label and get a deal and stop playing around town in these various places for peanuts. And so it didn't instill in my mind to try and make this move until '74. And at that particular time, previous to this time, me moving to California, I was supposed to actually been one of the members of Heat Wave, which is a famous group now that was made up of English guys and guys from Dayton, Ohio. And one of the guys was named Keith Wilder. I was playing behind him with in various clubs in Dayton, Ohio, and his brother got out of the Army in London, and he came home and he decided he wanted to take a guitar player back, and Keith had been telling him about me. So he brought Heat Wave's first tape before they, prospered and got big as they are, and asked if I wanted to be their guitar player and go back to London. Well, at that particular time, just thinking about going to Los Angeles seemed like a million miles away. So I wasn't going to London. So that's why I didn't actually become part of Heat Wave. I was afraid to leave home. So a lot of friends thought that was a bad move, that I didn't take the chance and go and become part of Heat Wave. Well, the next year, all of the locals around town decided I was getting better. I sounded too good to be hanging around Dayton. I needed to go somewhere so I could actually get paid for playing, because I had done so many clubs and played with so many different local groups, and they thought that I was too good to continue playing in such a small scale. So about the beginning of '75, I packed it in, got my son, and I headed to LA. I sold all my furniture, all my belongings, got us a bus ticket, and we greyhounded out to Los Angeles, California.
Tell me, how did the Barry White relationship actually get started?
Bobby Womack's public relations man told me about Barry putting people on retainer, and that he was looking for auditioning guitar players. And the Bert Sugarman, producer of Wolfman Jack, was in the building. Sammy Davis' office was in the building, so I decided to check everybody out. So when I got down to Barry's office on the 5th floor, I was telling him that I'd come all the way from Ohio, that I was a guitar player, that I heard about Bobby's public relations man telling me about Barry auditioning guitar players. And so the guy I talked to said, well, just a moment, I'll phone down to the rehearsing studio, and I'll tell the guys that you're coming down and for them to check you out. So when I got down there, I got to know the guys, they got to know me, and funny thing, they really began to like my personality and character. They decided, well, they was going to try and get me in the band anyway. So over this day or so, my sister brought me from Pasadena, packed all my things, and brought me to Hollywood, where Barry had the guys staying, something like a hotel, motel type of situation, where he's paying the rent. And I moved in with the guys 3 weeks before I even met Barry. You know, they was going with me over the sheet music and the records and the tapes, so I can learn all of Barry's music, the guitar parts. And after that 3rd week, they were going to do Soul Train. So I met Barry doing a break at Soul Train. Joe Robertson, the guitar player, lead guitar player at that time, was saying he was going to introduce me to Barry, and he introduced me to Barry saying, Emmett just come out here all the way from Ohio just to work with you. And it kind of made Barry feel good. And he say, right on.
What is in the future for Emmett North?
And right now, my single's being played in Minneapolis, or it has been for the past month. And you and I know that's the home of Prince, Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam, and the Jets, and a number of stars from there. And that's a good breaking place for my single. Also, it's been played in Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Florida. And I think Monday, starting Monday, my business associate and a promoter going up north to try and get some more stations between, I guess, Sacramento and here to playing my record.
This has been really fun. I've enjoyed this immensely, and I really want to thank you for being with us on Entertainers and sharing some of the thoughts about your past and where you're going in the future. We know this man is going to be a household name in the 90s. You heard it first right here from Joseph. Thank you very much, Emmett, for being on the show.
Glad to be here, Joe.
And we'll be talking to you real soon.
Show you right.